I did want to take you to the technology side because I know you've been working on some really sort of exciting computer vision challenges with cameras in stores and so on, which sounds like really, really technical and advanced. Would you be able to talk us through a little bit? I guess if we go back to the customer, like you said, what challenges were you looking to address, and how did computer vision and AI fit in to address those challenges? Because I think that's quite a unique sort of story.
We can't sell product if it's not on the shelf. So a large amount of the time we spend thinking about work is how do we make sure that the availability is improved. Now, one of the key data points you need is what's on the shelf right now. Historically, that was driven by people counting things, so humans physically looking at it and making a note and writing things down. We can start to use cameras and computer vision to do that job for us, to improve the accuracy, improve the number of times a day that we can capture that data and use that to learn some useful things. We've worked with a fantastic partner to do that work. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting on the the computer vision side. So we as an organisation can't take credit for some of the really difficult technical things that they've done, and that they've done a great job doing. What I would say though is from observing that project, computer vision is quite hard in a shop. There's reflections, there are depth problems, there are challenges with certain things not being where they should be, and how does that influence the algorithm and then the output that you get from those processes. So I still think the industry's got a long way to go in terms of we're probably at that point of saying, well, it's good enough, but what else could you do to make it even better? But even just if you think about the challenge of I think back to a project I did a few years ago where you try and use computer vision to in fact, it takes me right back to a project I did looking at trying to identify the make of van in a particular image. I was working for a particular client there where that was quite useful data. So we were trying to use images to try and generate a raw data feed, and the key part of that process was to say, well, that's a Citroen Berlingo, or that's a Peugeot partner. And even back then, the reflections on the bodywork, when you think about the image processing that goes on, that can influence the output quite significantly. And it's the same thing in retail where, reflections from the lighting in store, we have, shiny floors and things, and that can make the problem quite difficult. So, again, my team can't take credit for the technical work that's gone on there at all. It's really, really important work. It's difficult work, but fundamentally what it's doing is it's meaning we get a more accurate data feed that we can then use as the input to our broader automated systems.